Welcome, it's Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And today we are going to answer some of your questions that you posted to my comments on a couple of videos back. So thank you to everybody that's participated. Sorry if I don't get to all of your questions. There's only so much time in the video. Maybe we can do some more Q&A here pretty soon. But let's start off with David McBride, who asked, when products come up in Q&A, some may fall under promoting good products you believe in. However, regarding the in-game products, will you be covering just the basics or going more in-depth, like comparisons or comparison charts or some better options? I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that question, David. Do you mean stuff like, how am I going to compare, joysticks, one joystick to another joystick, mouse to a mouse, keyboard to a keyboard, that sort of thing? Is that what you mean? Or are you talking about, like, the in-game stuff, like one mining head versus another mining head, which I believe is what you really mean by this. I could definitely go over some charts in the future. I hesitate to do any comparisons like that at the moment, just because the game is still in its infancy. So what is good today may not be tomorrow. I can tell you, like, the Helix head mining laser is definitely the best right now, but they may make things a little bit more diverse and change the statistics on different things. But if you guys want to see me try to do some comparisons like that, maybe we can look into doing that. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys are interested in that. Obviously, I know David is, so maybe we'll have a video or two that kind of compares a few of those type things. Next question from K9. When will we get the Aves armor sets that we got with the Talon concepts? He didn't get his. And do you think the Polaris will have some sort of scanning array like the Carrack? Not specifically for jump point scanning, since its components are posted as capital class stuff. I'm curious about using one as an exploration vessel. So question 1 about the Aves armor. I have seen people use the Aves armor in game, so obviously some people have it. I haven't gotten mine yet either, K9, so maybe I have to do a character reset. I'm not real sure. I've lost several armor sets that I have bought in game as well, so I'm a little curious myself as to what's going on there. I'm sure there's some back-end issues that haven't been sorted out, but I may do a character reset to see if that fixes some of those problems, though, as we all know, that can lead to a bigger headache. As far as the Polaris as an exploration vessel, heck yes. I think it'll make a fantastic exploration vessel. It's fast, it has plenty of torpedoes to protect it in case it does encounter something that it may not want to, or something that it could definitely handle. I mean, it's got that little extra fighter bay that you could use for another exploration vehicle or ship or whatever. I mean, yeah, the Polaris would be a great ship for exploration. And do I think it'll have a scanner like the Carrack? Obviously, the Carrack's going to have the best scanning array for exploration, it and the Endeavor. But I don't see why a capital ship like the Polaris would not come with the ability to scan the system as well. Just maybe not to the level, the fidelity that the Carrack or the Endeavor would. So yes, I think that the Polaris would make a fantastic little exploration capital ship. Rolanders ask about Shadow Tech, Voice Attack, or HVC. Shadow is really good for people who don't have PCs that play real strong with Star Citizen at the moment. You do have to pay a subscription for that, so that's the downside. There are some other possible lag issues that you could come into, and some input issues. So if you're playing with a joystick, I've heard some people have some issues with Shadow getting it to work correctly. There are other, ways around there. There's documents that people have created to help you get through some of those things. As far as voice attack or HVC, I think voice attack is a phenomenal tool. Once you learn the button presses, voice attack becomes less useful. I know I've used voice attack in the past, and I really enjoyed it. But I can tell you, like, if you're playing with people on comms and stuff, voice attack becomes a hindrance. You know, if you're trying to do things while also talk to your teammates. So just keep that in mind. I do like it. I think it's great. I also like Game Glass. I think Game Glass is phenomenal. Have used it in the past. So between those two, it's definitely very good hardware that you can use, or software that will make the game even more enjoyable and, you know, more accessible to folks. So that's a great question, Rolanders. I know some people are wanting to know what my hardware and settings are. That's Jeff Worthen. We'll get to that eventually. You know, my settings, I really don't have the beefiest computer. It's 8 years old. So my settings are going to be quite different than anybody else's, because I am running on such an old computer, but I do have some good hardware here and there. So really don't want to get into that in this particular video. What is one gameplay feature you are most interested in seeing finished in 2021? Gameplay features, so that means maybe not server meshing and iCache, because that would be my number one set of features that I would be looking forward to. But I'm going to go out and say medical gameplay. I think medical gameplay could be a huge step in the right direction of making this a much more immersive, massive multiplayer online game as well. You definitely have to have the iCache and server meshing, but medical gameplay is right after that for me. Question: how do you feel about CIG pushing the game as playable now? I've seen others that are unhappy about this due to Star Citizen being an alpha. However, I see this as a way to combat the Star Citizen is a scam narrative that is the general gaming public. That is one loaded question that you ask Papa Shuffler. So, let me answer that the best that I can, because it's going to definitely be one of the longer answers. Do I feel CIG is pushing a game as playable now? No. I think they are pushing it as testable now. I think Chris has said that, you know, the content that they have in the game now will rival a lot of other games out there. But he's never said this is a complete game, and it's a ways off from being complete. So, yeah, I wouldn't say that they're passing it off as a playable now type game. As far as people being unhappy about it being in an alpha, I mean, come on. You're always going to have naysayers. You're always going to have people that dislike the way things are being done. You're always going to have people that are always thinking a game like this is never going to be out. You just have people that want to be negative all the time. And that's easy to fall into that trap, to be negative all the time. Especially about a game that's, you know, been under the microscope for, 8 years now. Let's take a look at Cyberpunk. The controversy with it, and it's an 8-year-old development game as well. And they pushed it out too early. The publishers pushed it out too early. I'm sure, you know, the developers were like, hey, it's not ready. We need more time. And, you know, they got to push the date back 1 month. But the publishers said, hey, let's get this out before Christmas. We want people to have it in their hands for their nice new PS5s and their new, Xboxes. The PC game runs much better than those console versions, but it's still, it's still buggy, really buggy. And it's unfortunate because that game had so much potential, and the publisher ruined it by putting it out so soon. So I don't want Star Citizen to fall into that same area. I don't want it to fall into that. That's why when Chris says it'll be ready when it's ready, I'm on board with that. I want him to put out a good, nice, polished product. I felt Wing Commander was a fantastic game. Wing Commander 2, Wing Commander 3. Sure, they probably had some bugs here and there, but they were still great games. And I'm confident that Chris Roberts can still bring us a great game. Look at what's in the game now. It seems pretty awesome so far. With that said, thank you all for tuning in and watching the video. I really do appreciate everybody that watches, likes, subscribes, and comments. We will do some more Q&As in the future. We've done a couple of these, or a handful of these almost at this point, and they've all turned out really well. So thank you guys for participating. I've got some interesting information coming up about perks for being YouTube members and Patreon. So if you want to join those two, that information will be down below in the description of the video. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.